Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawes-Bird, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today was like a little breeze. We've been having this heat index like for the past couple of days. It's just been like mad hot down here. We're talking feeling like 100, 101. So today is nice. It's not as hot, but the weather is going to change in the next couple of days. Happy Father's Day. Today is Father's Day. I don't know what's going on with this calendar year, but every time I'm doing a show, it's landing on a holiday. Whether it be Easter, Mother's Day, I didn't do Mother's Day, but Easter, now Father's Day. I took my birthday off. Did you guys miss me? I wasn't here. I took my, the first Sunday in June off just to celebrate the birthday. So I'm a little older. I don't know if I'm a little wiser. That's what I'm working on, but I hope so. But feeling good and just glad to be here, and always glad to have a guest. Because, you know, when it was COVID and pandemic, people were zooming in a lot just for safety. And I like it now that we're getting comfortable and people want to come into space with me. And I haven't talked to this guest in person in a while.
It's been a while. I've not spoken. I really don't. Listen, seriously, we used to talk, do things, bump into each other. And then it's like the whole world shut down.
It shut down on us.
I was so mad about it.
Yeah. You've even moved. You've done things. You're closer.
Oh my goodness. I did all of the adulting.
Yeah.
I became super full grown.
Yeah.
I bought a car.
Yeah.
Got a house.
Yeah.
You're
just like beasted, and this is just great. And she looks great in person for those people that are just listening and not able to watch us. But today my topic is Lupus don't have us.
That's right.
Lupus don't have us.
Absolutely not.
My guest today is Adrienne Allende. She's beautiful. How you doing, Adrienne?
First of all, thank you very kindly.
Yeah.
I try to be cute every now and then. It was too hot outside to be doing
you're
anything.
Fine. You're rocking the brand. She's rocking the brand.
I was like, okay, I'm coming out here. Listen, everybody, I am here on Real Chicks Rock. Doing here, I'm going to get your jacket. You'll believe that.
Yeah.
So I'm here and doing this. We are going to be talking about lupus. I am with my friend Michelle Dawes-Bird. She has Real Chicks Rock, the brand, and people need to know that these things are going on because she talks about stuff, discusses all of the things that people need to be talking about. And this is my second time being on the show. This is a different location.
Yes. You're one of the originals because you came on my show when I was at we were a different network, if you will, in a different location. Kind of a little rough area over there, but it was all good. It was all good. We were good there on Sundays. And you came and you and Joy, right?
Joelle.
Mm-hmm. Turned it out. Like I just sat back. You guys, the mics were hot. You guys had a great conversation, and it was just your passion about lupus and living with lupus was really the conversation of the topic back then. And today, you know, it's nothing different because you and your brilliant self, first of all, thank you for supporting me all these years.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you have been supporting me since day one, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I tell people all the time, I support Black business in real life.
Yeah.
I support people.
Yeah.
And I'm for real about it. I'm like, you got a thing here, everything.
You are. You guys can't really tell or see it, but she's worn this shirt so much. I got to give her a new one. The letters are starting to, they starting to crack on the R. And I was like, that's faithfulness, yo. That's faithfulness. You rocking the brand big time.
I do it. You should see my shirt. I got an Aces custom clothing thing.
It's
I don't
worn
even
out.
know why I haven't tried to make another one.
Yeah,
I love it.
You shame for that because you're a designer, so you should be able to change it out. So you reached out to me, which I really appreciated because it was May and it was Lupus Awareness Month. And you said to me, Michelle, are you going to talk about lupus, this month? And I said, oh, no. Unfortunately, I've already had guests and things lined up and I couldn't switch things around, so my pardon. But I said, let's talk in June if it's okay. So I wanted to talk about it this month, even though I want to talk about it now because you live with it every day. It's not a monthly thing for you. And so I wanted to give you a platform and just kind of educate us because oftentimes we don't really understand or realize what's going on. So I wanted to give you some time to just dig in and talk about it. But first I wanted to kind of set the stage. Where are you from?
I am from New York. I was born in Manhattan, but I moved around a lot, like starting at early age. So I lived in Kansas, I lived in Nebraska, I lived in California, I lived here. I moved to Georgia in 1986.
Wow.
And then I left, went to California, came back here, went to New York. I lived in Connecticut for a while. I went to college in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
I did some of everything. Like, I'm out here and doing it. I'm going everywhere and doing all of the things. And then I moved back here in 2001. Yeah, 2001, because my job transferred me here. And I've just been here since then.
Wow. Wow. You like Atlanta?
No.
Absolutely
not. You know what? I'm not a people person.
Okay.
And
you can fool me.
Well, I'm a sociable person.
Okay.
I'm not a people person.
Okay.
And so in interacting with people that are not solid, it disturbs my spirit.
You off.
And I can't. It's not really the place. It's the people.
Okay. Okay, it's the people. Because you socializing, you talk to me, you've always made me feel like you like me.
Listen, I am a firm believer in the fact that it takes a village, and people need to remember their tribe.
Okay.
That's all.
So
I talk to the people that I talk to, and then I don't talk to the people that I don't talk to.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So tell me, Adrienne, when did you discover you had lupus?
I was diagnosed with lupus in 2006.
Okay.
So, and I say that because after getting information and learning more about lupus, I've probably had it since I was about 12.
Okay.
And they're doing research and different studies and seeing that actually more children are being diagnosed with lupus now because they're able to see the signs and check for it earlier instead of having people that are in a situation like me. Right. Like when I was diagnosed with the lupus, I went to the hospital for something completely different.
What was it? You remember?
I had an ear infection.
Okay.
And when I went, they gave me an antibiotic shot, and I had a reaction to the antibiotic shot, and I went into a coma. So my kidneys had failed, and it started with my hands. And you know, I work with my hands. I make clothes. I do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, she's making clothes right now. She's making clothes right now. She's making clothes right now. Let me just put a pause. Let me just put a pause. I have gone out and seen Adrienne in a club. I'm talking about.
I'll be at the bar.
Like in a club, crocheting. At the bar, on a high stool, just like, hey, waving hi to everybody that comes in that she knows, like crocheting. Like, you don't stop.
Unless I'm sleeping, I have to be doing something
with your hands. And you say it's a nervous, just kind of nervous.
So
related?
The thing is, I don't know how to sit still. And
wow.
So when I was younger, it was kind of like my grandmother gave us the option. She was like, either sit your ass down or find something to do.
And you found something to do with your hands.
I found something to do.
And you making really nice clothes, and she makes nice clothing, by the way.
Thank you.
So you said you went in for an ear infection. I went in
for an ear infection. It started with my hands.
Okay.
I went to my primary doctor because, if I can show you here, like from this finger here, my whole hand was swollen. But only from these fingers over, and it was both of my hands.
Okay.
And like I said, I need my hands to do work. So I went to my primary doctor, and they're like, we don't take walk-ins, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, but what is this?
Right.
So, because I don't know where I'm supposed to go to.
Right.
Like, is this an emergency thing?
Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know what it is. And they were like, oh, and then they did. Obviously, you take walk-ins today,
right?
So
that's gonna be
back there, and my doctor, she is like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't notice this before. And obviously, according to my charts, I would go every few months, but every few months I was gaining 7-8 pounds at a time.
Really?
And so it was one of those things where it's like, I mean, we were talking earlier where they say, like, because of your age, because of your this, because of such and such. Man, all of that is trash because it does not happen to everybody. So she was like, oh, I didn't really pay attention to the fact that you were gaining so much weight so quickly because you'll chalk it up to, okay, you're getting older.
Our heritage, sometimes it's our heritage, our culture, and the foods that we eat.
Exactly
and
that.
all that stuff.
And that was the thing. And I was already over 30, so they were just like, oh, well, you know, when you turn 30, you start going through changes and said, not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this. But then I'm related to bigger women and whatever, so it also wasn't a big deal to gain the weight because it wasn't something that I was paying attention to either.
Right, okay.
So they sent me to a nephrologist immediately. Like, they called a place and I had to go there, but it happened to be a Thursday when I went to my primary doctor. So they told me that I had to do a 24-hour urine test, but I had to start Friday, meaning that I would have to take the sample back on Monday. Monday morning, my head was ringing. I couldn't see straight. My ears were it was the worst thing. I couldn't stand up. It was I was throwing up, and somebody drove me to the hospital, and then there it was. They said I had a double ear infection. They gave me the antibiotic shot, and I went into a coma. And then when it was about 8 hours, I wake up and they're like, oh, ma'am, you have lupus, your kidneys failed, you're this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, I got an ear infection. I'm not here for any of what you're talking about.
You're reading the right chart?
I got me so confused with somebody else. And then past that, what's lupus though?
Right, right. What is
forget
that?
Everything else.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Because that's no part of what I came here for. And then I'm in the hospital for a week. And then I'm in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, let me backtrack to that first week. I'm in the hospital for about 4 days. And somebody comes to the hospital and was like, okay, now I know where you are. Malik is with me. So Malik is my oldest son. He's 13 when I was diagnosed with the lupus. He was in school when I went to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, I was in my pajamas because, again, throwing up, can't see straight, the whole thing. I did not have anything but my wallet so that I could give my ID and insurance card to these people at the hospital. So my friend comes in, he's like, I saw Malik 2 days where he didn't go into the apartment. I knew something was wrong. That third day when I seen him, I was like, boy, where your mama at? Because you being outside, that ain't, you couldn't have did no homework, no extra things, whatever. And, you know, I guess my son told him that he didn't know where I was. And it's like, you was supposed to come and tell. And that's another thing. Like, you know, my son went to his friend's house. Right. But then he didn't think to
tell the family,
somebody, somebody closer. And I was like, that's the things you got to make sure that your kids know who the tribe is.
Keep your kids aware. Exactly. And it's a different time now, Adrian, because cell phones are very important now. But back then, that wasn't the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have it, but even now, I mean, my phone, I be leaving it laying around. I know y'all call me, I get back to you because
what you're doing right now is more important. What you got in your hands right now
all the time
is more important than having a cell phone.
I don't
got you.
We didn't grow up having a phone.
Me. I'm telling you, I had a dime in my pocket for a phone call. That's the thing.
And then when it went up to a quarter, I felt like I was getting robbed.
I was getting robbed at that point, but I still had to have it because it was like, who do you call? What's going to happen? You know, so I'm with you. I'm on the same
and that's the thing. It's like the kids don't even understand. Like, you have access to so much stuff that we didn't have. Like, I'm not late for things. I'm not, you know, if I said I'm going to be here, I'm there. Like, I don't really care anymore what everybody else is doing. I got to stay solid to what I said. And if I said I'm going to be there, that's what I'm doing. But my phone, no, y'all might not be able to find me.
So 2 weeks in the hospital, did that turn into 3 or how?
Yeah, 2 weeks turned into 3 weeks, and then that third week, they I don't know what they're called, but they're like these compression cuffs that are supposed to keep the circulation going. when you're in the bed for a long time at the hospital. So it really just is like an air pressure thing that presses on you. So the doctor comes in and he takes the cuffs off and he's like, how long have you had these spots on your ankles? And I'm like, sir, you're the first person to ever take those things off. So I don't even know what you're talking about. So now they start running different tests, and when they started running the other tests, he's like, oh, you have a low platelet count. You need a blood transfusion. Dang. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need a blood transfusion. Like, I don't really know anything about what's going on here, but I want to believe that that's not a part of what... My God. Yeah, I might have been the worst patient in the world. Like, yo, yeah,
because everything they're telling you is like, that's not me. Like, you tapping the mic like, excuse me, that's not me though. Yeah, and you like though, like THO, like though, that's not me though. That ain't me. Like, are you sure? By the words because I really just came in here for an ear infection, and now we're where?
Yeah, we still stuck on that part.
So we still we 3 weeks in, and you telling me what? Yeah, I'm with you.
That part.
That's
so
heavy.
I'm there, and now he's like, "Oh, you need a blood transfusion." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't think so." So then they were like, do you know your blood type? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what is it? B positive, sir. Why are you like, y'all should know that. Just 20 minutes in, B positive. You should have already been aware of that. And then, so now they don't believe me. They start running tests. What I just tell you?
I know.
You asked me a question, I answered you. So then they say, oh, we don't have any B positive blood here at the hospital. So I said, okay, cool, because I don't need a blood transfusion. Then they called some other place. Somebody was supposed to be bringing the blood. Those people got stuck behind.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah, y'all really don't be listening to the universe talking, right? I don't need a blood transfusion. Then somebody else was supposed to be delivering from another spot. Those people got into an accident. One more time. For the folks all the way in the back, I do not need a blood transfusion. So the next day, they're like, oh, we got your blood type, blah, blah, blah. They give me the blood transfusion. I died. My heart stopped. I was clinically dead for
For how long did they tell you?
3 minutes, but more than what it should have been. So I have like mild brain damage.
My gosh.
It affects my short-term memory. So you could do some stuff right now, but 3 weeks later I'm gonna be like, hey, you remember that day when you because my mind slipped for a second in what's happening right now, but trust me, I remember that. And don't let it be nothing shady, because you might have thought I didn't see it, but I feel
you talk about somebody that wasn't supposed to go.
Oh, nah, I had plans, man. I'm like, yo, I got a whole schedule, and I'd be like, all right, I got to do this, I got to do that, I need to be here, let me hit up this person, let me call such and such. Anytime I look at that list, Diane ain't on it.
I heard that.
Diane ain't on it. I ain't got time for that.
Dang. Say that again.
I've never seen death on my list yet.
Dang. That's a fighter.
Hey.
Really, that's a person that's winning.
I got to do it, because if not for myself, then who's going to do it?
I know that's right.
And that's what they tell you. I keep trying to explain to people, like, taking care of yourself first is not being selfish. If you're not taking care of you, nobody else is going to do it.
I know that's right. I know that's right. That's so vitally important. So for the listeners, Adrienne, what is lupus?
Lupus is an autoimmune disorder that causes your body to attack itself. There's different forms of lupus. Okay. So there's discoid lupus that causes people to have skin issues. Okay. Like if you see Seal, how he has it breaks down the collagen in your skin. And it causes just like with Joelle, with being here, where she had these things all and all her hair came out, but it's in weird patches because it's not, but it's also not considered the same as alopecia, which is also an autoimmune disorder. Gotcha. It's basically anytime your body starts doing weird things, it's autoimmune disorder. But lupus has so many different things. Like there's lupus nephritis, which Nick Cannon has, that affects your kidneys. And then there's what I have, which is systemic lupus, and it attacks whatever it wants to when it feels like doing something. So I think I was 37 and I had a heart attack, and then in 2011, my liver failed. Listen, again, dying ain't on my...
It ain't on the list.
It is not here.
It be peeking its head though.
Die, I ain't...
Yeah, it be peeking its head and like, I'm here. It be like, death be trying to knock. I'm here, like, open the door and you be like,
Listen, I'll open the door for opportunity, but I ain't here for death though. Girl. You got to chase me, sir.
Golly, I'm sitting with a winner. I'm sitting with somebody that just doesn't quit. So when you really came to the understanding that you had lupus, how did your family and friends adjust or take that information?
I have not come to that understanding yet.
Okay. I got a live one here today, ladies and gentlemen. My guest is on fire.
Listen, I can't because for any of the things, well, I'll stick to your question first and then go to that part.
Okay.
My family is a large group of phenomenal people.
Awesome.
A large group of phenomenal people.
Awesome.
And I'm taking in all of the people that I picked up along the way. It don't necessarily have to be blood. I told you, a friend seen something wrong with my son and handled all of whatever needed to be handled. Right. I got people that when I tell you, and it's one of my friend's birthday today. Her name is Camille. And
happy birthday, Camille.
Happy birthday, Camille. It's also my son Darrell's birthday.
Happy birthday. It's Gemini season. It's still
Gemini season. So Camille her mom had lupus, and after being diagnosed with the lupus, she was telling me, my mom has lupus and such and such. I'm like, I didn't know because I never heard of it before. You never said anything, and now you telling me.
Now we talking about.
But when I tell you, we was in the hospital, and I was a whole entire hot mess. I'm super Puerto Rican. My hair was like this big. It was not. It was an entire rat's nest. And she was like, oh my goodness, girl, I gotta help you. When I tell you she broke 16 of them little combs out, I said, you might as well stop trying, girl. I swear, I probably still got a comb someplace stuck in my hair about 15 years later.
Stop it.
A whole mess.
Yeah.
My father actually came while I was in the hospital. My mom came like the day that I was discharged. I just have a bunch of people that are like, what do you need?
That's wonderful.
And
that's wonderful.
It's so important to have a even if it's two people.
Yeah, community's important.
That'll come through when you need something.
You need them. Yeah.
And not one of those, tell me what you need and blah. I literally had somebody tell me one day, when you say, let me know if you need anything, I trust that you actually believe that and will do it. And I'm sad to know that you deal with so many people that it's important that you know that I'm serious, because everybody should be, but they aren't. I am not for hey, let me know what you need, and you let them know what you need, and then it don't never get done. Yeah, or you can't get them, or they can't do it, or whatever, life happens. So your community, your family has just been, your family and friends have just been supportive throughout this whole process. Picking them up.
Yeah. Well, because your story's amazing. And then you're amazing as a person. You have wonderful personality. Like you say, you don't like people, but you're very social.
I like the people that I like.
You like the people. Let me clear that up. She likes the people that she likes. So if you get on her list of the people that she likes, you're good. You're going to be good. It's going to be all good. So that's a good thing. You say that you gotta keep your hands going all the time. Right. And again, for those that are not watching but listening, she's in the studio right now with me crocheting.
I'm knitting.
Knitting, like feverishly, like always knitting, always.
I do.
So is there any other side effects that happen while you're having to deal with lupus?
So I have nerve damage. This is so ridiculous. I went to the hospital because I couldn't see. And I didn't realize that I couldn't see until, that's not true. There was one time where I was driving and I had to stop driving, and whoever was with me, I was like, hey, you have to drive because I can't see the stoplights.
Wow.
And so I couldn't see any colors. And then I had to go to the hospital, and they were like, no, you have to go to eye doctor. So I ended up going to the Marietta Eye Clinic. And basically my blood pressure was so high that the blood vessels in my eyes were bursting. I couldn't see. So it started with going like colorblind, and then I couldn't see anything at all for like a few days until they were able to get my blood pressure down. And I still had to wait for like the regeneration thing to start. So it was like a week and something. I couldn't see at all. So that was on whatever occasion. I try to monitor my blood pressure, make sure that craziness doesn't happen again. But and I'm gonna mention Joelle like 80,000 times.
Yeah,
so she also has lupus. Hey, Joelle, and you know, Joelle used to be my assistant. And so, I remember. And she was phenomenal. So I was making something, and I used to explain to her what I was doing in the process of doing it, because a lot of people don't realize that your clothes are supposed to be a certain way when you buy them, and because they don't know that, the people are able to hustle them into paying these really high prices for trash work. So anyway, I'm making something.
That was just a little PSA.
And just for the people that don't know, you're spending a whole lot of money on some garbage. So I was making something, and I'm telling her, I'm like, there's something wrong with this. And she's like, it looks fine. I'm like, yeah, okay, but there's something wrong with it. And I don't know what, but there's something wrong. And she's like, because it was a plaid thing. And she's like, no, everything lines up fine. It's here. There's nothing wrong with it and whatever. And then the guy comes, he puts it on. Oh, my God. It was a hot complete mess. It was a Gordon Gartrell, Adrian Allende style. It was a mess. Like poor hanging doing. What did I do? Joelle said, what did you do? I said, baby, I can't see. And the crazy part was, this was a new client. Somebody else had referred him to me, and he said, listen, you know what? I have sat here and talked with you so much, and the people that referred me initially, I know would not have sent me to somebody that would have messed up my stuff. Right. It's all good. Get that checked out. And I went, and I did. I went to the hospital, and I'm thinking, okay, if I go in here and go to the emergency room and they do whatever testing they're doing and it ain't nothing, I could still use the emergency room referral to see the neurologist faster to find out what my problem is. I go in here, and I already told you I like to eat. We planning what we gonna do for lunch. We doing this, that, the third, and whatever. I'm in here waiting for the emergency room doctors to come along. Here comes this woman asking me questions, and I'm looking at her like, oh, hold up, woo, 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 woo. I'm sick for real? And she said, yes, ma'am, we're going to have to admit you to the... Here I go again. Now, I'm in the hospital, and one of the nurses, you know how like they write the room number, the nurses and doctors' names and everything, so she puts physical therapy on the thing, and I was like, physical therapy for what? She said, oh, my God, you haven't talked to the doctor yet? Oh, y'all got me sick in here. I'm not... What? Physical therapy. And so then a doctor came in to talk to me, and they were like, okay, this is what's going on, and you have herniated disc, and you have the girl, what? How? And it's because of the lupus. It's breaking down joints. In 2000, I had to have the cartilage in my jawbone replaced. Wow. But that was before I was diagnosed with the lupus, so it was just where that came from, nobody knows. So now, like I said, if I backtrack and look to see all of the symptoms and things that have been going on with me, I've had lupus for a very, very long time. And I'm, you know, so that was the thing. I left the hospital with a walker, which one of my friends came, and she blinged it out. She put all the rhinestones and things on it. And we were in the store, and Joelle was like, girl, look at this. And I said, is that sneakers? She was like, yeah. I said,
put sneakers on
I put sneakers on my walker.
I remember that.
Like 3 or 4 pairs of sneakers. Like, I changed my sneakers to match outfits. Like, I'm ridiculous.
Yeah, it was cute, though.
Because I refuse to allow this to bother me.
Yeah, you surely have.
I refuse.
You surely have.
You see now.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Look at that. Look at that. That's cute. That's cute.
I'm like, I can't.
You won't. You not that you can't. You can't. You will not.
It's not in me. It is not in me to be broken down and hurt. Like, I have days where, you know, I might not be able to get up and walk around or do or whatever the case is, but it's a day. It might be 2, but I'm breathing. So there you have it.
Yeah, there you have it. There you have it. Wonderful attitude to have. Does lupus impact women more so than men?
Lupus does impact women more so than men. lupus also attacks women of color.
That was my next question.
Higher rate.
Higher rate, yeah,
yes.
than anybody else.
And the strange part about it was that for a long time, lupus was considered the black woman's disease. So they wouldn't test other people for it. You would have people that had symptoms, this, that, and all of whatever, and they wouldn't test them because you can't have that. That's the black woman's disease. Which, after labeling it that, and it's also Men's Health Awareness Month now. So we're going to go ahead and talk about these men with this lupus. Since I'm talking about it, there is a group here. It is a support group for men with lupus. So if anybody listening is a man with lupus, you know a man who has lupus who is embarrassed or ashamed about having to tell people that he has the black woman's disease.
Oh my goodness.
There's an entire group of men. They are called the Brotherhood of the Wolf. Located right here in Georgia. Y'all find them talking. You could go to the Lupus Foundation and sign up for a support group, and I promise you they are out here. If you are in the West Coast, out in California, Emmett and Dion, they have, Male Lupus Warriors? That is the name. You can put that in as a website and find them. There are groups out here. There are men that are doing it, living, and the sad part about being a man diagnosed with lupus is that they have less things to attack, so they die faster.
Wow.
It's they go through a lot more things than women with the lupus.
Wow.
But they be out here making it. There's a whole group of them. They are doing it. They are really doing it.
What can people do to become more aware of lupus? I mean, even in your story, Adrian, you're just a fighter.
I am.
And so you just don't receive information quickly, or like you're
not
process
it at all.
You're not talking to me. I mean, several times you've had symptoms or illness. That's not for me. But I have to believe that you do recommend that people go to the doctor.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. So we'll go there with the being diagnosed with lupus. When it first happened, there was a nurse, because I was actually in the hospital for a month and a half. See, we went through how many weeks kept going. It was a week, and then another week, and then I died, and then it was something else, and then I was supposed to be leaving, and then I ended up getting a fever from out of nowhere, and I was there for a month and a half, and one of the nurses who was there, she said, I have a friend who volunteers at the Lupus Foundation. Now, see, of not having lupus, I wouldn't have known that was a thing. And somebody came, she talked to me, told me, kind of gave me pamphlets and different things and stuff that I could give to my parents, and just information that really helped out because nobody knew what it was. And even in reading or talking to a bunch of people or anything that you do, it doesn't matter. You still don't know what it is. This is a daily thing worth of, let's see what happens today.
Right.
And, it was nice of somebody to sit with me, talk to me, try to give me a better understanding. And I wanted to do that for other people. I wanted to be able to provide that same thing for another person because I know how helpful it was to me. And I had a friend who was a part of this group, this like a female business owners thing, and she was like, hey, I can't make it, can you go in my place? And I was like, yeah, sure, because whatever, let's do it. So I go out, I'm sitting down, and I'm talking to the ladies, and they're great. They were just great people. I'm having a really good time. I'm sitting there, and they're like, ma'am, are you knitting? And I was like, I am. I'm so sorry. I feel like I have to apologize sometimes. Like, it's just rude. You sitting at the dinner table, ma'am, put that down. I can't help it. But anyway, so I'm there, and they were like, so we're trying to figure out what day we're going to do our next meeting. And I was like, so if you're doing it monthly, I'm cool anytime but this week. And so somebody else says, yeah, I can't go that week neither because I'm going to be on a cruise. I said, girl, if yours is for a week, I'm going to be on that same one. She said, I'm going here and such and such. And I was like, that's the one. And so that's how I met Monifa.
Hey, Monifa. We love Monifa.
I I do. And then in talking to her, then she had told me that her mom had lupus. And so it was just, being around people.
Yeah.
I told you, the more you walk around, the faster you find your tribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
we got a beautiful tribe. We love Monifa.
Oh my God, man, you people are, you keep complimenting me. I don't be want to hear all that. You.
It's not about me. It's not
I
about me today.
support what you do because I support what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like I support the entire thing that you're trying to put out there, so I have to support you in the process.
I appreciate it. I want to talk about the walks, right? And I think that's where we connected too, because Monifa really raised a lot of money, for the Lupus Foundation walks. And I did a couple of them, and it was just the energy out there was amazing. And you were very vocal about how good that foundation was and what they were doing with the money, because oftentimes
people don't want to
they don't contribute because they don't know where it's going to go. And then the people that do get the money, we don't really see the fruits of that.
Right.
Maybe it's just that it's just so much work that has to get done, it has very little impact. But you were like, no, they really help. They help families. They help people. This is important. Support. So, tell us about that for you.
So, the thing with it's all a learning experience of understanding that there was really an entire community of people who were out here and doing. And what I'm learning more, I actually work at the Lupus Foundation now. So,
congratulations.
I started in 2020, which was crazy because we go to the Capitol for lupus advocacy.
Yes.
Now, one of the things is I'm considered totally and permanently disabled, but not for lupus. They don't consider lupus as being an actual disability. Really? Yeah, like you have some places that don't really even consider that lupus is real. There are doctors and clinical things where they believe that it's like you have a list of a whole bunch of things going on and they can't pinpoint one specific thing, so they just say that it's this. Yeah. But then, if you could break it down into categories, now there are a lot of people that are diagnosed with lupus first, and then after doing more research or whatever, have a different specific autoimmune disorder, but it's all still an autoimmune disorder. So with that, you have like going places and doing things. A lot of people, we were talking about it earlier as far as being like, women of color here and it being a certain guideline that is expected of you. So people won't say that they're sick. People won't say that they have these things going on because they're afraid to lose their job, because they're afraid of these things and whatever. We go to the Capitol to advocate for lupus, to try to get it put on the list as being to have more recognition. There are people in the Capitol that have lupus. They're living with lupus. They speak out about it. Representative Kim Schofield, she has lupus. She's out here. I love Kim, and she's out here, and she has a platform to be able to bring it to people's attention. Right, and that's the thing. I'm so focused on making sure that people talk. Yeah, because unfortunately, as a group of people, we have been taught to keep everything secret. To keep everything secret. Everything. Yeah, every ounce of that. Say it out loud. Everything. Say it to people that are listening. Say whatever it is. Stop being the person that comes after the fact to be like, oh, well, that. I didn't know. I didn't know because this is my first time hearing about it, because something else took place to cause you to feel the need to say, and I don't want your guilt conversation. Yeah. It's hard on us as Black women. We have been conditioned. Right. And we're changing the narrative. Let me say that. Yes. We are working collectively and independently, however, to change the narrative. But we have been conditioned for so long to almost, pardon the expression, man up, like suck it up, like don't say nothing. You don't matter. Your pain that's part of the process. Blame it on Eve. Like fools would actually say, you're going through stuff because of Eve. It's all her fault. Like, no. Yeah, I don't know that chick like that. I never met her. Never met her. Read about her, never met her. Don't know her. But it's just like, we endure so much, and you're absolutely right, Adrienne. It's like because we don't have enough vacation time, we don't have a good health care package, because we don't have money. To lose their job. Can't lose our job. We can't call out sick because
oftentimes it's unfortunate, but when you work in certain settings, you just being a black woman is a handicap, and God forbid if you have a family.
And now you want to complain about it too,
right? Oh. Yeah, if you have a family and if your child is sick, oh, there it is, there it goes. Always the case. It's like your kid can't be sick, you can't be sick, you can't miss work. It's just a different dynamic, and so we've learned to take some Tylenol or sip on some chamomile tea. Maybe have some people pray over us, and that's
to
it.
Act like it's not actually happening.
Right.
And that's a problem.
Or it's not important
in every situation.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. When you start to look at how everything correlates in some kind of way, then you start to realize how much you've been spoon fed that don't taste good.
And ooh. I had to say that.
I'm officially somebody's grandma. I gotta drop these. I gotta drop these gems.
You dropping them, girl. You dropping them. You know what? I while you were talking and and you saying, go down to the Capitol. I want to give you a platform every year. So I'm gonna be official. So every May, you are welcome to come back here and just share.
Thank you.
And you can bring people. We can make it like a panel discussion, a forum. We can spotlight one or two women that have really come through.
I'm gonna absolutely set that up.
Yeah, or just challenges. So just because you just been down with me, you've been down with this brand for so long.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've been down long enough for my letters to start breaking.
So every May, and I'm going to take action too, that we start talking as early as March, right? To make sure that we pick out a good time in May that can work, and we can bring people that are beating lupus,
right? Because
we don't have it. We're just not doing it.
And that's the thing. It's like being able to get out there and have a deeper understanding of the fact that it is necessary to talk. Just in May, I actually did a radio thing with Tanasha Gray about with Lupus Matters Corp and Monica Ellis. So she has a foundation that's called Lupus Matters.
Nice.
And we were there, and I was the first interview, so I just asked if it was okay to sit there with the rest of them. And so the other two people who came after me, it's like when they sat down to tell their story, there were so many places where when I did mine, I sat down, and somebody, her name's Tanya Johnson, she has lupus, she did her interview, and while she was talking, I was there, and I was like, man, I had that same problem, I had that same issue, I had that same thing. So then when the third person came, and I apologize because I forgot her name, because the other people are folks that I know that I deal with a lot, but the other person, I know her nickname was Cookie. I don't remember her actual name though.
Okay.
And when she came and she talked, and she went and told her, so me and Tanya were both like, that thing. And it's funny to see how many people think that it's just that.
I know.
Because they don't talk to other people. And it's like, if you really sat down and it's like, I'm not trying to out sick anybody. If somebody comes and tells me that they have this symptom, these things, whatever's going on, I'm listening. I'm taking it in. I'm understanding that this is something that you're having to deal with right now at this moment. And when you have finished what it is that you're saying, I will let you know that I have been there, been through that, and made it. This entire life is about going or getting. The destination is still through.
She said going and getting. You dropping
it's going to always be one or the other.
Yeah. You dropping them today.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah, you dropping them. You came with your bag.
Somebody got to do it.
You came with your bag.
Sunday.
It is Preach, preacher. Go on and tell the people in the back.
I got to give it to them.
You giving it to them like boom, boom. Like take that.
Listen, this is how I do.
All the time.
This is all the time. Into the street.
This is all the time. This ain't just for the show.
Oh, no.
Just for the people that's listening. This is all the time. This is what you're going to get. That's why we love you.
And what is the purpose of a word if you don't give a good one?
I know, that's right. She's still going.
I can't help it. It's my life.
She still got them. I want to talk about your knitting. Yes. Now let's talk about that, because you're knitting and you're doing some stuff right now that is people don't need to know what it is, but you are knitting, and because you got some projects and some things coming up, right?
Yes, no? Absolutely. So I make clothes. I make custom pieces. And you know, because I bought you that one shirt that day I came to the show, and you were like, girl, how does this fit?
Yeah. yes. I was like, how do I get it on?
I make custom pieces.
Yes, you do.
And I deal with people. I'm very disproportionate. So I have supremely wide hips, and all the rest of me is tiny, so I've had to make my own clothes for a very long time. And I understand that for people who wear clothes, most people don't like buying clothes because of the process of having to try something on, do this, do such and such. It doesn't fit right, it doesn't look right, it doesn't do, and it's not the clothes. It was the way that it was made, and it was not made for you. And that's all. And if you accept that, acknowledge that, keep it moving. People used to go to tailors, had clothes made, and did, but then it turned into a money thing to where they could mass produce something and just send it out. You're never going to find anything that fits. You might find something that's nice that, you know, does what it does, but there are so many more phenomenal things that you could be doing. My grandmother used to make wedding dresses, and I was fascinated. Like, just to see somebody take something that looked like a sheet and make it into something wearable,
make it beautiful.
I was fascinated, and I wanted to do that. But my grandmother always said that wants are dead things, because everybody wants something till they got it. And if it ain't what you need, it serves no purpose.
She's still dropping.
I'm telling you, my grandma said it. It wasn't me. I'm giving you my grandma knowledge.
She's still dropping them. I can't even look at her over there.
She over there
leaned back in the chair dropping them gems over there.
I got to. And so with that, she wouldn't teach me how to sew. And so because she wouldn't teach me how to sew, I started trying to do it on my own. Listen, I made some cute stuff for my dolls. When I tell you it was cute, that is with a capital K, a Q, and a W. It was.
For the dolls, y'all. For the dolls.
I did. I made stuff for my dolls, and it was like, okay, I can't put anything on to the dolls. Why can't I put anything on to the dolls? And Grandma's like, because you don't understand the material. See, everything look cute, but that ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna do. So now that she saw that I was for real, she started showing me how to do. So I learned how to sew. I started making my own clothes, and by the time I got to high school, I got some people that in high school I made some of their clothes, like the things that they wore for graduation, for stuff. I'm doing that, and I wanted to go to FIT because, of course, I'm a New Yorker, and that's what you're supposed to do if you want to get into fashion. So I wanted to go to FIT, but the school that I went to did not have the classes that I would have needed for the prerequisites to be able to get into FIT. They started a clothing class just for me to be able to take.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm telling you, I'm a ride or die for South Cobb High School all day, every day.
That's awesome.
They started the class just for me so that I would be able to get what I needed on paper to be able to go to FIT. And when I got accepted to FIT, I was throwing a whole party in my head. It was the best time ever. And I was just like, yo, I love this, but I can't draw.
And that's part of the requisite? You got to be able to draw?
Yeah, you got to be able to draw.
You got to draw it out first before you create it?
Yeah. And that was the thing. I couldn't draw, and then I already had a kid. So I had my first son when I was 18. So my mind is like, all right, am I going to pay money to take this class that don't count towards nothing? Because I got to take an art class to learn how to draw to be able to take the classes that I need. So they had, if I wanted to proceed, and I tell people all the time when they call me a designer, I'm not a designer. Designers draw. I'm a seamstress. I have a degree in fashion construction because I could not move any further. I can't draw. I can only put stuff together. But the year that I left FIT in '94, they didn't have a fashion construction anymore because everybody moved to design. Because you could, with the computers, if you could draw something, you could put it in. It'll print the pattern. I make my own patterns. I do. If I can see it in my head, I could put it together.
Understood.
And I know what's going to look good on the person, not always what it is that they like.
Right.
And I like to deal with the people that are like top heavy or bottom heavy or just.
She likes to deal with black and brown people.
Absolutely. I didn't want to say it like that, but that's exactly what I meant.
She likes to deal with black and brown people. Yeah, because we are either top heavy or bottom heavy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. thing.
We got curves. We're
and I like that.
Some thickums over here. I'm looking kind of thick. Like I'm saying in the green room chat, I got to lose some weight myself.
This is the thing. Like, going places, what happened was I would be somewhere, and it's like, for me, I'm going to put it on. If it's on, I'm good. I really don't care past that. I'm not looking in mirrors. I'm not doing all the extra. It's not my thing. You know, I don't care. This is what I look like. This is what you getting.
That's it.
There you have it.
Yeah.
But I pay close attention to everything going on around me because it's the New York in me. I look like I'm not paying attention, but I'm watching everything. And this is something that bothers me more than anything.
What, touching, feeling?
Yeah, anytime you see somebody consistently adjusting something,
clothes.
It's a mental thing. They feel insecure about whatever it is that's happening.
We do.
So I watch it. And then when I see it, I'm like, all right, so I could make something that will keep you from feeling that way.
Fidgeting and touching and pulling.
Because there's a difference between putting something on and saying I like this, and putting something on and be like, damn, I love this.
True.
There is a huge difference.
True.
And I tell my clients all the time, I'm not looking for you to like it. You can like something in the store.
True.
If you don't love it, neither do I.
And I think the liking and loving is really the body too. It starts at that point, because if you're comfortable with yourself, then anything that you put on, you're either going to like it, and then you may have a love for it. And I think the love is the comfort of it,
right?
The feel, how it feels moving with your body and against your body. The color, sometimes people just love the color and just
and
all
that's
that.
the thing too, for some people, like, you know, they like certain things and it really ain't for them, but you can't just tell somebody that it really ain't for you. So I listen, I hear that, and it's so funny because I'm like the least professional person ever.
Really?
I mean,
I would have never.
Listen, man, you know me, so you can say that. But for the other people, they don't know until they get the full experience. And I be like, listen, I hear you talking, but I don't care about none of that. That's not what I'm doing.
She be like,
so
we ain't doing that today. we ain't doing none of that today. That's what Adrian would say.
Nah, that's not
so what projects you got going on? Because you actually stopped knitting. I'm getting a little nervous.
I had to, because I just finished the front piece of what I was doing.
She finished
so
her product while doing my show.
Next.
She was knitting and finished the product while doing my show. So you can't do the next part right
now. I can't do the next part.
Okay, you gotta.
I gotta switch yarns. I gotta cut.
Then we gotta be private to do that. But you got a project coming up?
Yes.
A fashion show or something? What's happening?
Okay, my birthday is Saturday.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm dancing. I'm about to get my Stevie Wonder on.
But
anyway, so my birthday is Saturday. Being the fact that the world shut down, I hadn't, been doing too much of anything. So I've had 2 birthdays that I haven't done anything. And everybody knows that as soon as it's cancer season, it's officially my birthday.
It is.
For the entire season of cancer.
Yes, that is correct.
But this Saturday happens to actually be my birthday. And so I'm doing a fashion show for my birthday. I'm
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm doing this fashion show because I have not. I did a fashion show in like 2018. And the fashion show was called Ordinary Clothes for Extraordinary People.
Yes.
Not extraordinary.
Extraordinary people.
And that was all it was. I had 6 models. I made 3 outfits a piece. So they had a casual thing, a business thing, and something dressy. But one of my models, she was only 15. So it's kind of like I had to stay in certain guidelines of doing, what was fashionable, but not. And I turn people down all the time. I turn people away because I'm not out here trying to make money. I do this because I love it. Like, I love it in a way that isn't even understandable. Like the being able to see somebody that puts something on and feels good,
right?
That's a different type of thing. Like, I don't even. I be out straight bummy when I go do stuff sometimes, because me personally, if I need to throw something together, I can real quick and be done. But for somebody else, I want that feeling of feeling good about what you're doing right now. Like, that brings me joy.
Absolutely.
And when I did that fashion show, one of my models, she had lost like 97 pounds or something. And I just I want to celebrate all of the people that are out and doing things. And so with this fashion show though, I have friends that do actual big things that were just like, hey, we want to come and be a part of your birthday party. And I'm like, really? So I have a live band performing.
Nice.
They are called El Amin.
Ah.
And they are actually doing a show in Talladega, and so they are stopping by to perform real quick before they go and get a paying gig.
Wow, in Talladega. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And then sweet baby Keita, she's a comedian, and you know Keita be out here getting paid real money to do real work, as she coming to come and do this comedy at my thing.
Yes.
And I'm not going to mention Mr. Everything because then it sounds like I'm being, what's the word? Because it's my son, so he don't count, but he's doing his thing. Nah, like my son, when he was younger, he was in high school and he got in trouble for like tapping on the desk. And I went to school and I literally sat across from him like this the entire class period. And I watched him. I eyeballed that child through the entire class period. And when it was over, I went to his teacher. I said, ma'am, I'm very sorry. I'm going to see what I could do about capping his pens, something where he won't make so much noise. But that's a habit. Because I know he would not have done that one time if he could control doing that.
Right.
And then when he finished high school, he was like, Mommy, I want to go to the Art Institute for Audio Engineering. Sounds legit to me. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So he'll be performing. And then Floyd Grant. I don't know if you know who Floyd Grant is, but you should. Floyd Grant is he has albums out and been doing things and getting, he was nominated for some of everything.
Gotcha.
He did, there was some competition that they had that LL Cool J did, Steve Harvey did. He been out here winning and doing.
He's coming to perform.
He was like, I mean, if I can't do nothing but sing happy birthday, can I come? I was like, I told you, my tribe is dope. Something special.
Yeah.
And the fact that you love me that much to want to come and just listen, I'm doing a fashion show for my birthday.
Okay.
And
can the public come? Or
absolutely.
Tickets for sale?
There
what can we do?
Tickets for sale.
Where?
Oh goodness. I have a flyer. I gotta get that.
Is it Eventbrite? Can we go to
Nah, actually, it's not on Eventbrite. I have another one of the people in my tribe. He has his own link thing and whatever. So I like to make sure that my folks make their money where they can make their money.
Fair enough. So tell the people.
Okay. I told you I'm blind. I can't see nothing out of this eye. You better stop playing with me. I need my bifocals, and I just got the regular focals.
So you
already know if I'm not being silly. I'm not being me. Okay, it's Saturday, June 25th, my birthday. It is from 4 to 8 p.m. because I'm about to be 48 years old, so 4 to 8.
But
being silly. It's at Gold Space Atlanta, which is 2001 MLK. I guess if you're coming from 20, like from the Mableton area.
Okay.
If you're coming from, what would that be? Like 20 coming in
is east.
Then right when you get off of the exit, there's a Texaco station there, so you would turn right. The building is right next to
So it's out in the Mableton area?
Nah, it's
in the city?
Right before, like depending on which way you're coming from, it's right before or after Ralph David Abernathy.
Okay.
Like there's a Texaco station right there at the entrance to 20, and then the building is there.
Okay.
So we have, the event is on the 6th floor. Like the event space is on the 6th floor of Gold Space. It's the parking. There's free parking, free food, free drinks, free. You gonna get it's $40 per ticket now. They're $48 at the door.
Okay, for the birthday, 4-8. So
I
get them in
have
advance.
2 tickets if you got anybody that hits you up that'll do.
You got 2 for somebody that says they want to go.
For somebody that want to go.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's a long entire thing to do, so I'm gonna bypass this part and just make sure that I give him his money. But you can, like here, I'm gonna give you the flyer.
I was gonna ask for a flyer. Oh, you so cute. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. How can people find you?
Find me?
Yeah. You like if they want some custom clothing, how can people get at you?
You have to email me because I'm not really a social media. Like I don't do business on social media because I've been doing this for so long that it still doesn't click in my head how that's a good thing.
Okay.
So anybody, I have a Facebook page. It's Aces Custom Clothing. That's ACES Custom Clothing. I also have an Instagram page under the same name, but I hardly ever go and check them. So you can reach me there, but it is easiest to send an email to what? acescustomclothing@gmail.com.
That sounds good. That's what the people will do. I enjoyed you today. She whispered, she said, thank you. This was fun.
Always.
This was unscripted.
Right. Listen, the universe knew not to give you a whole list of stuff to ask me, because we would have started talking about different things anyway. It would have did exactly this, even if you had everything written
exactly.
down.
So I learned from the last time, like just let her talk about what's important to her and what Lupus is about and how she's been winning.
I have.
Winning.
Because those doctors told me that I couldn't have any more children, and my baby just turned 13 yesterday.
Beautiful. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's Gemini Cancer season. Ooh, he just made it. He came on in on the Gemini side. You did a good work there. You did a good work there. We love the Geminis.
I love the Geminis.
Yeah. We're good people.
I have to agree.
We're good people. We're good people.
I'm waiting for y'all to finish up what you got going so we can start Cancer, but I'm just saying.
Oh, like hurry up, move, get out the way. Get out the way.
For y'all to get it over with.
Move, get out the way. Yeah, we leaving. Yeah.
Y'all stepping kind of slow though. I'm just saying.
When we go, summer starts and all that, right?
All the good things.
She said all the good things. On that note, I want to thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. You're going to be here once a year. We're going to do it in May.
Absolutely.
And we'll figure out what the format of the conversation will be, but thank you for coming today. This was enjoyable. That's my time. This is Real Chicks Rock. You know me. I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I got a website, realchicksrock.com. Go and check it out. Go cop that shirt, man. Yeah, you see? Look, Faithful. She's wearing it out. I got to give her a new shirt. You need a shirt. Come on. And then send me a picture. Give me a hashtag, Real Chicks Rock, on the picture so I know that it comes to me, and we'll like and we'll repost it and reshare it and do all that great things. Again, we want to wish happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there, fathers that are committed and dedicated in loving their children, loving family. Family's important. We need you guys out there, so we just want to salute you. Not today, but every day, because there's some real men that roll with real chicks all the time. So we are just so thankful for them. So before I go, you know how we like to do it here. You know Frankie Crocker was one of my favorites on WBLS 107.5 in New York. And every time he ended his show, he would say, may you live to be 100 and I live to be 100 minus a day. So I never have to know that beautiful people like you had passed away.